Hey homies, welcome back. Today I have this cute little paper pad. This is a 6x6 paper pad. I'll have a link to it in the description. I do not get any kickbacks or commissions or anything, but it's really pretty paper and I just thought I would share it. I picked it because I thought this would go really well with some Tim Holtz stuff. I mean, look at that. And it's single-sided and it's on the thinner side. So it'll be really good for collage and decoupage and stuff like that. And I think, look at this. I love the colors in this. So we're going to use this paper with the Tim Holtz bunny stamp from Easter, which I haven't even gotten to use it yet. And this die set that also came out around the same time. I'll put a link to this paper, like I said, in the description. I ain't making no money, but it's beautiful and it's really inexpensive, so I think you should check it out. We're going to work on an etc. panel. All right, so first thing I want to do is cover this with some of this paper. Oh, look how pretty. I just love it. I think we'll go this way. And it's not quite big enough to cover this whole thing, but that's okay because I have a plan. I'm just going to cover this panel with this paper. And then while it's drying, you can work on the stamping. Just put this right on here. Smooth it down a little. So how's everybody been? We have been pretty busy over here. I have a second channel I'm trying to get going, which is a theme park channel. It's just Theme Park Amy if you want to check it out. So there's been some stuff happening over at SeaWorld and Disney World, so I've been over there a lot. All right, so I'm just going to take this second piece and we're going to piece it right on there. I was going to do the brown, but I think I'm going to do it this way. All right, I'm going to stamp him on a scrap of watercolor paper. Just put this right in here. And I'm going to stamp on the smooth side so it goes a little easier. I'm going to stamp the bunny with ground espresso archival. And I'm going to dump some clear embossing powder on it. Make it sturdy. And I imagine this is going to take a few stampings. We're all used to that by now, aren't we? So have you done anything fun this summer? Oh, look how handsome he is. We went to see Cheap Trick, Def Leppard, and Journey in concert a couple weeks ago. Orlando, and let me tell you what, I had the most fun. I really was going to see Def Leppard. They're my second favorite ever, behind Bon Jovi. But I gotta tell you, Journey was, blew me out of the water. And Cheap Trick was fun. And they actually did some harder music than I remembered. But those old men could still do it, and he could still sing. And then Journey, the drummer actually sang a song, and I was just like, what? Because I know some drummers. Y'all, they can't usually sing. That's why they drum. They have rhythm, but that's, you know, no voice. And this guy was fantastic. Like, if he ever did a solo career, I'd totally go see him. Okay, so we're going to put some clear embossing powder on this. I'm going to go heat it, and I'll be back, and we're going to do just a little bit of watercolor. He's all embossed. Now, I'm going to leave him in here because I'm going to cut this image out, and I don't try and cut around whiskers and things like that. So I'm going to stamp him on the panel once I decide where he's going to go. All right, so here we've got our Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. And I already know I want to use some salvage patina because I think it'll go really well with the papers. We're going to give him a little salvage patina on his jacket. And this is going to be a kind of a quick and dirty watercolor. A little salty ocean. I do a little salty ocean on the vest, because you know he's very dapper. He's got his vest. He's a well-dressed man. His bow tie. Ooh, how about a yellow? Yeah, we'll do some wild honey on his bow tie. A wild honey. Just taking the wet brush right to the pencil. Now you can use watercolor pencils any number of ways. You can do it this way. You can color with them and then wet the color and move it around. You can scribble onto something like a piece of plastic, or you could even scribble onto this paper really and pick it up and move it around that way. Many, many ways you can use a watercolor pencil. I've even seen people cut off small sections and use them when they're out painting in plein air instead of using regular paints. Let's add a little something, something in there. About a little walnut stain. All right, I'm going to go in with some more Salvage Patina. A little more color in there. Okay, and then his little nose. Now this I am just going to go right in because I want more color. Pinky, pinky nose. This is Tattered Rose. I'm going to go ahead and add a little Kish Flamingo in there too. Pink it up a little. And then just to give him a little shading, we'll pull out, oh, let's see, Lost Shadow. Where are you, Lost Shadow? Oh, Hickory Smoke, that'll work too. Little Hickory Smoke. And I'm going to add a little bit of the pink and the peach in those ears. See, just color it right in there. Then you take your wet, just kind of move it around a little bit. And a little bit of pinky pink. All right, he is done. Let's look at that handsome fella. Ugh. All right, let's flip this around and get it trimmed off. Now you could do this whatever way you like. I'm going to use a knife. Get your scissors out. Do whatever. Do whatever. So here we've got the base of our panel, right? So I pull my paper back over now. And I think we're going to fling some gold on it. I've got my cup of gold Daniel Smith paint here. My favorite gold in all the land. And we're going to use a fan brush. And you know the drill. Little gold on there. I'm going to use a little Uncharted Mariner in Snow Flurry mica and do the same thing. Remember, with mica stains, don't shake like this. Ring your bell. Because if you shake them up and down, you have more of a chance of that mica clogging up your nozzle. little Uncharted Mariner. Actually, this one I'm going to pull the thing out. Ew, leaked all over my hand. Darn you. Alright, my next step, I'm going to sand the edges. And then I'm going to rub a little bit of that archival ink around the edges. So we're just going to kind of rough it up a little bit. I don't want it super rough, just a little. And then we'll take our ink pad. And this way, it's not really raw edges, but I don't have to paint it, you know? One more side. Get a little bit of that on the front. And look at that beautiful paper. Okay, so I wanted to use these dies. And I think I'm definitely going to use the frame. And I'm going to cut the frame out of one of these papers too. There's a couple of really nice ones that are more brown. I have this one. Let's cut a few of these out. I think I'm going to do 3, even though I'm probably not going to use 3, just so that, you know, I have them. So let's get our little buddy out. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay. So let's cut a strip. That's pretty. Okay. And then I wonder if I can use these little insides for anything later. So I'm going to keep them just to see. Some nice little wood look frames here from this beautiful paper. Just going to use a little of the same archival ink here. And we'll get Mr. Bunnyman cut out here. Ugh, I just love him. Now this is, I think this is Arch's watercolor paper. It's just a scrap piece of it that I had, so it wasn't big enough really to do a painting on. So I thought, well, I can use it for this because this is nice paper. So I'm going to cut him out. Using the good old cutter bees. Tried so many different scissors and I always end up coming back to the cutter bees. And I got the bunny cut out. And I inked his edges with the archival ink and I did the same on the frame so they're not white edges. Now to cover up the seam, I've got some floss and some metallic floss. We're going to wrap it around. Just cover that seam. We'll put our bunny there. I'm going to put a frame like this. A little bear glue. Now I'm going to stamp the bunny so that you get his whiskers. And I'm just going to push it down by hand. Because it doesn't need to be perfect since most of it's going to be hidden, so. Put this down. Put it about there. There we go. And then we'll put him on with some bear glue also. Always when you're sticking down watercolor paper, you need a wet adhesive. Because watercolor paper is so thick that even the big ATG, which is my favorite, doesn't keep it down. It always ends up popping up. So use a wet glue for watercolor paper and you will be a happy camper. There you see his whiskers. Okay, do you remember the flare? Do you still have any in your stash? I think one of these would go nicely with the paper here. Lucky is a state of mind, because you know they say rabbit's feet are lucky, so let's use that one. I dug these out. Ephemera snippets and some words. But let's see. Where are we going to put this? How about right there? I think I'll just put it on with some foam. Got all my little bitty pieces here. Always save those scraps. They come in handy. Little bear glue. Or you could use hot glue. That would probably actually be quicker because it would set really quickly. So this die set also comes with a banner and a rose. And we're going to cut both of these out and add them to our collage here. And you know what? I think I'm going to use this wood print for the rose. I think that might be interesting. Pick a light area. And then for the banner, I'm just going to use a cream color cardstock. And once again, I want to ink the edges. And we just take our rose and roll it up. Glue it down. Add your leaves. Let that dry a little bit and I'll fluff some more. And then we gotta fold this guy. Just fold your little banner ends. That across the bottom. I think I need to ink it too, don't I? I'm just going to do the ends. Let's look at these ephemera pieces here. All right, so I got a couple of words out of there. I also pulled out a couple of stitched scraps. This has red, and there's a little bit of red in the flare, so I wanted to bring that color over. Let's see. So I'm just going to use a little bear glue to glue this down. Maybe right about there. I don't know if I'm going to use this one yet or not. It remains to be seen. But I want to ink the edges of these papers. I think I'll add them over here. Overlap them. For up on the banner, I've got this Tim Holtz word sticker thing, which I need to ink. As you can see, the white edges. Don't want that for this. And it's not really long enough, but I'm going to pretend it is. And then for a little sparkle, we're going to add some mica. And I'm just going to put some bear glue down and then sprinkle it right on top of the bear glue. Let it sit for a minute so we can grab it. Same thing down here. I think I'm going to add a little. Right there. And we'll put some glue in the middle. We'll add some of that mica to the center of our flower. Alrighty, here's our finished bunny collage. We did him on an etc. panel, so he's nice and heavy. We use this beautiful, beautiful background paper. Go check it out in the link, man. Inexpensive, beautiful paper. I love it. Look at that piece. I really like the colors that they have in this stuff. And this looks like metal. Looks like old wallpaper. Gorton, kind of a batik. So we covered our panel with paper from this pack. We cut out the frame and the flower with paper from this pack. And then just added all kinds of fun Tim Holtz stuff. And like I said before, the reason I chose this paper, because it reminded me of Tim Holtz. And I thought, I can use this with some Tim Holtz goodies. Y'all have a lovely day. Remember, be excellent to each other and go make something. And check out the link. Bye.